Well, it sure is good to be back at the ballpark on the 4th of July. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin McAlpin, and this is 680 The Fan's coverage of Summer Camp 2020. It is day 2 of the Braves getting back together and working out on the field here at the ballpark. Unfortunately, the news here this morning wasn't all that great. Freddie Freeman among 4 players who have tested positive for COVID-19. Freddie Freeman, reliever Will Smith, starting pitcher Touki Toussaint, and Pete Kozma, who was in camp with the Braves this spring as a non-roster invitee. Those are the 4 players who have tested positive. Of course, most notably is the Braves all-star first baseman, who went through the intake testing earlier this week and then just a couple of days ago did get a positive result. Now, Brian Snitker said he's got a fever, he doesn't feel all that great, and unfortunately it's probably going to be a while until the Braves get Freddie Freeman back in the mix. So certainly sending our best to Freddie and hopefully wishing him a very speedy recovery, hoping to see him back here with the ball club very, very shortly. The good news for Will Smith and Touki Toussaint, both of those players are asymptomatic. Brian Snitker said that's a good sign. They probably didn't know they had the virus at all. As we know, this thing can do a whole number of different things to people who have it and who don't. So Toussaint and Smith asymptomatic. Pete Kozma also dealing with a fever. And again, the Braves are hoping to get all these guys healthy here with a little under 3 weeks to go until opening day. Let's talk about what happened on the field here today. Mike Foltynewicz and Sean Newcomb, they got their first chances to get back on a mound and throw 2 innings of a simulated game. Of course, yesterday it was Mike Soroka and Max Fried. Today it was Newcomb and Folty on the mound. And we did see Cole Hamels also get off the mound a couple of days ago and throw a bullpen as well. That's probably going to be your 1 through 5 as the Braves start the regular season. But as we've talked about, Brian Snitker has talked about the possibility of piggybacking his starters. So maybe for the first week or 2 of the season, you see a couple of guys go 3 or 4 innings each so as not to tax that bullpen too early on. But again, the big news here from Truist Park today, Freddie Freeman among 4 players who have tested positive for COVID-19, and Freeman and Kozma are the ones dealing with the symptoms. Will Smith and Touki Toussaint asymptomatic. We also did learn today that first base coach Eric Young will opt out of the season. He will work with the base runners and the outfielders remotely. The Braves will bring DeMarlo Hale up to join the coaching staff. He will coach first base here for the 2020 season. So it has not been a quiet day. It has not been a slow day here at the ballpark, and hopefully we'll continue to bring you better news as we move forward here. The Braves, again, on the field for the next couple of hours, and they'll be doing that each of the next handful of days. Snit said yesterday possibly starting some inter-squad games as early as July the 8th, so later on next week is when we could see some scrimmage games start, and then we do know there's a possibility of some games against other teams here as the summer camp comes to a close and we get ready for the start of the regular season. That will be the week of July the 24th. So stay with us right here on 680 The Fan, of course on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 680 The Fan for all the very latest from Braves summer camp here at Truist Park.